The inheritance of rust and dreams, the notification that changed everything. Maya Chen stared at the holographic message floating above her academy desk, reading it for the 5th time. The official seal of the Galactic Registry Office glowed blue against the dim lighting of her dormitory room. Inheritance transfer complete. Vessel designation, Void Runner. Current location, Docking Bay 7, Titan Station. Her hands trembled as she dismissed the hologram. 3 months had passed since Uncle Victor's funeral, and she had almost forgotten about his promise. "When I'm gone, little star," he had whispered. "During their last conversation, you'll inherit something special. Something that will take you to places the corporate fleets fear to go." Maya had assumed he meant his old exploration journals, or maybe some credits. She never imagined he would leave her an actual starship. According to the registry, the Void Runner was a 40-year-old cargo vessel, classified as operational but aging. It wasn't much, but it was hers. The walk of Shem, the journey to Docking Bay 7, felt like a death march. Maya's academy uniform, a simple grey jumpsuit with cadet stripes, stood out painfully among the gleaming corridors of Titan Station. This was where the wealthy students kept their family vessels, ships worth more than entire planetary economies. She passed the berth, containing the stellar crown, belonging to Marcus Webb, whose family owned half the mining operations in the Outer Rim. Its chrome hull reflected the station lights like a mirror, every surface polished to perfection. Automated maintenance drones buzzed around it like metallic bees, ensuring not a speck of dust marred its beauty. "Maya, there you are." The voice belonged to Arya Blackstone, her roommate and only real friend at the academy. Arya jogged to catch up, her own family ship visible in the background. The Aurora Dream was smaller than the corporate giants, but still elegant, painted in deep blue with silver accents. "I heard about your inheritance," Arya said, slightly out of breath. "That's exciting. Your own ship." Maya managed a weak smile. "Yeah, exciting." They reached Docking Bay 7, and Maya's heart sank. The Void Runner looked like it had been assembled from the spare parts of 12 different vessels, then left in an asteroid field for target practice. Its hull was a patchwork of different metals, some painted grey, others rust brown, and a few sections that appeared to be held together with industrial adhesive. The ship squatted on its landing struts like a mechanical toad, completely overshadowed by the sleek vessels in neighboring berths. "The gathering storm, oh my stars, is that your inheritance?" The mocking voice belonged to Victoria Sterling, daughter of Sterling Industries CEO and Maya's longtime tormentor. She stood at the bay entrance with her usual entourage of corporate heirs, all wearing perfectly pressed uniforms that cost more than Maya's yearly stipend. Victoria pulled out her personal recorder, its lens focusing on the decrepit ship. "This is definitely going on the academy feed. Scholarship girl inherits flying scrap heap." Her followers laughed, the sound echoing through the bay like breaking glass. Marcus Webb stepped forward, adjusting his gold-trimmed jacket. "My family's waste disposal barges look more impressive than that thing. Are you sure it's even capable of flight?" "It looks like someone welded together random junk and called it a day," added Isabella Crown, heir to the Crown Transport Empire. "I bet the life support system runs on hope and prayer." Maya felt heat rise in her cheeks, but before she could respond, something extraordinary happened. A voice spoke from behind her, melodious and ethereal, like wind chimes made of crystal. "Appearances can be deceiving. Your ships may shine like jewels, but they lack something this vessel possesses in abundance. Everyone turned to see the speaker. Standing near the Void Runner's boarding ramp was a being Maya had never encountered before. Roughly humanoid but clearly alien, it stood about 6 feet tall, with elongated limbs and skin that seemed to shift between silver and pale blue. Most striking were the crystal formations growing along its arms and scalp, catching and refracting light in impossible ways. Meeting Zephyr what you lack, the alien continued, its voice carrying an otherworldly quality, is character. Victoria sneered. And what exactly are you supposed to be? I am Zephyr, of the Netherian Collective, the being replied with dignity. I was your Uncle Victor's navigator and partner for 15 years. By the terms of our bond contract, I now serve as Maya Chun's companion. Maya stared in shock. Uncle Victor had never mentioned having an alien partner. The Netherians were legendary among explorers, known for their ability to navigate using telepathic connections to cosmic energy fields. They were also notoriously selective about working with humans. You're a Netherian, Maya whispered. Zephyr's crystal formations pulsed with soft light. Indeed, your uncle and I explored regions of space that exist on no official charts. We discovered wonders that the corporate fleets, in their arrogance, dismissed as impossible. Marcus laughed harshly. If this thing was such an amazing explorer, why does his ship look like it belongs in a scrapyard? Because, Zephyr said. Placing a graceful hand on the ship's hull, Victor understood that the greatest treasures are often hidden in plain sight. Hidden wonders after the corporate heirs left, still laughing and recording. Maya approached the Void Runner with Zephyr. Up close, she could see that the ship's apparent decay was carefully crafted. What looked like rust was actually a specialized coating, and the mismatched hull plates were positioned with mathematical precision. Uncle Victor always said the best camouflage was making people not want to look twice, Zephyr explained, running his crystalline fingers along the hull. The Void Runner appears worthless to discourage thieves and corporate raiders. They entered through an airlock that groaned convincingly but sealed with the precision of military-grade equipment. Inside, Maya gasped. The corridor was clean and well-maintained, its walls lined with panels that hummed with barely contained energy. Bioluminescent strips provided gentle lighting, and the air tasted fresh and clean. Ship's computer status. Report, Zephyr commanded. A warm, friendly voice responded immediately. All systems operational and ready, Zephyr. Welcome aboard, Maya Chen. I am Arya, Advanced Reconnaissance and Intelligence Assistant. Your uncle programmed me with extensive knowledge of both known and uncharted space. Maya ran her hand along a wall panel, feeling the subtle vibration of advanced technology. This is incredible, but why hide it? Because, Zephyr said, his crystals glowing brighter. The Void Runner is equipped with technology that officially doesn't exist. Your uncle spent decades collecting and integrating systems from a dozen different species, some of whom preferred to remain unknown to galactic civilization. The challenge their conversation was interrupted by an official message appearing on the main display. Academy Director Harrison's stern face filled the screen. Cadet Chen, it has come to our attention that your inherited vessel may pose a safety hazard to other ships in the Academy docks. You have 72 hours to demonstrate that your ship meets minimal safety and operational standards, or it will be relocated to the decommissioning yard. Maya's blood ran cold. The decommissioning yard was where ships went to die, stripped for parts and recycled into raw materials. This is Sterling Industries' doing, she said bitterly. Victoria's mother wants to buy the dock space for her corporate fleet. Perhaps, Zephyr said thoughtfully, but it also presents an opportunity. The Academy's certification tests are designed to eliminate unconventional vessels. However, they do not account for the Void Runner's true capabilities. Arya's voice joined the conversation. I have access to your uncle's complete training protocols. The ship can teach you navigation techniques that the Academy has never seen. Would you like to begin? Maya looked around the hidden technological marvel that masqueraded as a rust bucket. She thought about the corporate heirs with their perfect ships and unlimited resources. She thought about Uncle Victor, who had chosen exploration over profit, adventure over safety. Yes, she said firmly. Let's show them what impossible looks like. Family pressure asterisk. That evening, Maya received a call she had been dreading. Her mother's face appeared on her personal communicator, wearing the expression Maya remembered from childhood arguments. Maya, darling, I heard about Victor's ship. Dr. Alina's voice carried its usual mixture of disappointment and forced patience. Sterling Industries has made an offer to purchase it. It's more than generous. I'm not selling, Mum. Be practical, Maya. That ship is a liability. Use the money to focus on your studies. Get a respectable position with established shipping company, like you did. Maya couldn't keep the bitterness. From her voice, Dr. Chen had once been an explorer herself, until Maya's father died in a navigation accident. After that, she had joined Blackstone Medical Corporation and spent her life in sterile laboratories, dissecting alien specimens instead of discovering living worlds. I learned from my mistakes, Maya. Space exploration is dangerous, unrewarding work. Corporate positions offer security, advancement, a real future. They offer a cage. They offer safety. Maya, please, sell the ship, take the money, build a life that won't get you killed. After the call ended, Maya sat in the Void Runner's hidden cabin, surrounded by star charts that showed routes through space she had never imagined. Zephyr materialized beside her, his crystalline features expressing gentle concern. Family can be our greatest source of strength or our heaviest burden, he said softly. Your uncle faced similar pressure. His family wanted him to join their agricultural business, spend his life managing automated farms on Mars. What did he do? He chose the stars. He chose wonder over security, discovery over comfort. It wasn't an easy path, but it was his path. Maya studied a holographic display showing the Void Runner's hidden capabilities. Engines that could fold space, sensors that could detect phenomena beyond normal understanding, navigation systems that treated the laws of physics as suggestions rather than absolute rules. The certification test, she said slowly. What exactly does it involve? Arya's voice joined them. Typically, basic navigation through the asteroid fields near Jupiter. However, given the Academy's obvious bias, they may choose something more challenging, such as the Crimson Nebula approach. It's a standard route, but one that requires precise navigation through gravitational anomalies. Most Academy ships can complete it, but it usually takes several hours and requires constant computer assistance. Zephyr's crystals pulsed with what might have been amusement. The Void Runner could complete that route in under an hour, using techniques that exist nowhere in Academy databases. Maya stood up, decision crystallizing in her mind. Then that's what we'll do. If they want to test us, let's give them a test they'll never forget. Training in secret over the next 2 days, Maya threw herself into learning the Void Runner's true capabilities. Arya proved to be an extraordinary teacher, possessing databases of exploration techniques collected from dozens of species across the galaxy. Some civilizations navigated by reading quantum fluctuations in spacetime. Others used genetic modifications to perceive additional dimensions. The most advanced species treated space travel as an art form, dancing through the cosmos with techniques that bordered on the magical. Zephyr served as her practical instructor, his telepathic abilities allowing him to share navigation insights directly with her mind. Through their connection, Maya began to understand space not as empty void, but as a living medium, filled with currents and eddies that could be read and ridden like ocean waves. Corporate navigators rely entirely on computers, Zephyr explained as they practiced in the ship's simulator. They plot courses based on mathematical calculations and follow them precisely. But space is alive, Maya. It changes, flows, responds to those who know how to listen. Maya found herself developing an almost intuitive sense for space navigation. She could feel gravitational currents, sense the subtle distortions that indicated safe passage through hazardous regions. It was like learning to swim in an ocean of stars. On the final night before the test, she sat in the pilot's chair, hands resting on controls that felt increasingly familiar. Through the viewport, she could see the lights of other ships, including Victoria's pristine vessel. "Are you nervous?" Zephyr asked. Maya considered the question, terrified, but also excited. "For the first time in my life, I feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be." "Your uncle would be proud." "I hope so." Maya looked at the ship's systems, each one a masterpiece of hidden engineering. "Tomorrow, we show everyone what the Void Runner can really do." The night before the certification test, Maya Chen fell, asleep in the pilot's chair of a ship that looked like junk but flew like a dream. Outside, the stars wheeled in their ancient patterns, waiting for a new explorer to join their dance. Proving the impossible, the test that would change everything, dawn broke over Titan Station with the cold light of distant stars. Maya stood before the Academy's examination board, her heart pounding against her ribs like a caged bird. The testing chamber was stark and official, with 3 senior instructors seated behind a curved desk that seemed designed to intimidate. Behind them, through reinforced windows, she could see the corporate heirs gathered to witness what they expected to be her humiliation. Commander Sarah Reeves, head of the navigation department, consulted her tablet with obvious displeasure. "Cadet Chen, your certification test has been modified due to concerns about your vessel's capabilities. Instead of the standard asteroid field navigation, you will be required to complete the Crimson Nebula approach." Maya felt Zephyr's presence beside her, his crystalline features remaining calm despite the obvious trap being set. The Crimson Nebula was notorious among pilots. Its shifting gravitational fields and electromagnetic storms had claimed dozens of ships over the years. It was a route typically reserved for senior students with years of training. "The test parameters are as follows," Commander Reeves continued. "Navigate from Titan Station to Beacon Delta 7 within the nebula's outer RIM. Complete time allowance for hours. Any deviation from the designated safe corridor will result in immediate failure." Victoria Sterling's laughter echoed from the observation deck. "For hours, most senior cadets barely manage it in 6. This should be entertaining." Maya straightened her shoulders. "We accept the challenge." Into the storm an hour later, the Void Runner approached the edge of the Crimson Nebula. From the outside, it looked like a vast cloud of red and gold gas, beautiful and deadly in equal measure. Deep within its swirling depths, gravitational anomalies created pockets of crushed spacetime that could tear a ship apart in seconds. Arya. "What's our status?" Maya asked, settling into the pilot's seat. "All hidden systems are online and ready," the AI responded. "The nebula is particularly active today. I'm detecting 17 major gravitational disturbances along the standard route." Through the communication channel, they could hear the Academy's monitoring station. "Void Runner, you are cleared for approach. Maintain constant communication and follow established safety protocols." Zephyr closed his eyes, his crystal formations beginning to glow with soft blue light. "I'm establishing a telepathic link with the nebula's energy patterns," he said. "Maya, can you feel it?" As they entered the nebula's outer edge, Maya suddenly understood what her uncle had tried to teach her through his journals. The Crimson Nebula wasn't just a cloud of gas and dust. It was alive in its own way, a vast entity with currents and moods that changed like the weather on a living planet. "I can feel it," she whispered, her hands moving instinctively over the controls. "It's like swimming in an ocean of light." The first gravitational anomaly appeared on their sensors, a massive distortion that the Academy charts labeled as a zone. But through Zephyr's telepathic connection, Maya could see something different. The anomaly wasn't a random hazard, but part of a larger pattern, like a whirlpool in a river that could be used rather than avoided. "Arya, take us into the anomaly, Maya." "That area is restricted," came Commander Reeves' voice over the radio. "Alter course immediately." "Trust me," Maya said, and guided the Void Runner directly into what every Academy textbook said was certain death. Dancing with gravity. What happened next would be talked about in Academy corridors for years to come. Instead of being crushed by the gravitational distortion, the Void Runner began to dance. Maya used the anomaly's own forces to accelerate, riding the gravitational currents like a surfer rides ocean waves. The ship's hidden systems came alive, revealing their true purpose. What had appeared to be outdated sensors were actually quantum field detectors that could map the nebula's energy patterns in real time. The seemingly primitive navigation computer was processing calculations that would have overwhelmed the Academy's most advanced systems. "Impossible," breathed Commander Reeves over the radio. "No ship should be able to navigate those fields." Through the observation windows, Maya could see the shocked faces of her fellow students. Victoria Sterling had stopped laughing, her expression shifting from mockery to disbelief. Marcus Webb was frantically checking his own ship's sensors, as if trying to confirm what he was seeing. "Zephyr, there's something else in here," Maya said, her voice tight with concentration. "Something that doesn't belong." Deep within the nebula's core, her sensors had detected an artificial structure. It was massive, at least twice the size of Titan Station, and it was broadcasting a distress signal on frequencies that shouldn't have existed. "Arya, what is that?" "Unknown, but the signal matches patterns from the Vanguard expedition. They disappeared in this region 23 years ago." Maya's blood ran cold. The Vanguard expedition had been her father's final mission. The hidden truthers. The Void Runner approached the mysterious structure. Maya realized it was a space station of alien design, its surfaces covered with the same crystalline formations that grew on Zephyr's body. It was beautiful and terrible, like a jewel suspended in the heart of chaos. "This is Exploration Vessel Pathfinder," came a weak transmission from the station. "Any ship receiving this message, please respond. We have been trapped here for over 2 decades. Maya's hands shook as she activated the communication array. "Pathfinder, this is the Void Runner. We're here to help." A face appeared on the screen that made Maya's heart stop. It was older, marked by years of hardship, but unmistakably familiar. Captain James Chen, her father, was alive. Maya, his voice, cracked with disbelief. "My little star, is that really you?" Through tears she hadn't realized were falling, Maya managed to speak. "Dad, we're getting you out of there." The story that emerged was one of corporate betrayal and cover-up. The Vanguard expedition had discovered this ancient Netherian research station, along with technology that could revolutionize space travel. But when they tried to report their findings, they found their communications being jammed, their supplies mysteriously running low. "Sterling Industries sabotaged our mission," Captain Chen explained as the Void Runner docked with the station. "They wanted the technology for themselves, but they needed us gone to claim it legally. They arranged for our ship to malfunction, trapping us here." Maya looked at the 17 other survivors, explorers who had been given up for dead while corporations fought over their discoveries. "Why didn't the rescue missions find you?" "Because we're not in normal space," Zephyr explained, his crystals pulsing with understanding. "This station exists in a pocket dimension, accessible only during specific gravitational alignments. Your uncle suspected the truth, but could never prove it. The rescue getting the survivors out required every bit of the Void Runner's hidden capabilities." The ship's true nature was finally revealed as it deployed rescue pods that could navigate the station's dimensional barriers. Its cargo bays expanded through spatial manipulation technology that defied physics textbooks. But as they prepared to leave, Maya realized they were not alone. 3 corporate security vessels had entered the nebula, their weapon systems active and their intentions clear. "Unknown vessel, this is Sterling Industries Security Division," came a cold voice over the radio. "You are in violation of corporate salvage rights. Surrender the alien technology immediately." Maya looked at her father, at the other survivors, at Zephyr, whose crystalline features had hardened with determination. "Arya, what are our defensive capabilities?" "Significant," the AI replied. "Your uncle installed systems from 12 different species. Some of them were rather paranoid about corporate interference. The battle that followed was unlike anything in the Academy's databases. The Void Runner didn't fight like a conventional starship. Instead, it seemed to fold space around itself, appearing in multiple locations simultaneously. It used the nebula's own gravitational fields as weapons, turning the corporate ship's attacks back on themselves. Victoria Sterling's voice crackled over the emergency channel. "Maya, please. My mother's ships have orders to destroy any witnesses. We need to work together. Why should I trust you?" Maya demanded, even as she maneuvered the Void Runner through impossible spatial geometries. "Because I've seen what you can do," Victoria said, her voice breaking. "Because you're everything I pretended to be. A real explorer, not just someone buying their way through the Academy." The truth revealed the battle ended when Arya broadcast the Pathfinder's complete mission logs across every communication frequency in the system. The evidence of corporate sabotage, of lives deliberately destroyed for profit, spread through the galactic network faster than light itself. Within hours, Sterling Industries stock had crashed. Emergency investigation teams were dispatched from the Galactic Council. The families of the missing explorers, who had spent decades mourning their lost loved ones, learned that their children and spouses were alive. Maya stood on the bridge of the Void Runner as they escorted the rescued expedition back to Titan Station. Her father sat beside her, still hardly believing his daughter had become the explorer he had always known she could be. "Your uncle would be proud," Captain Chen said, watching the corporate security ships fleeing under threat of galactic prosecution. He always said you had the explorer's gift. What happens now? Maya asked. Zephyr's crystals pulsed with warm light. Now we continue what Victor started. There are other mysteries out there, other wonders hidden in the places corporations fear. To go, through the viewport, Maya could see the Academy docks approaching. The same corporate heirs who had mocked her worthless ship now watched in awed silence as the Void Runner, revealed in all its glory, guided a fleet of rescue vessels home, new beginnings. The certification ceremony was unlike any in the Academy's history. Maya stood before the same examination board, but now they looked at her with respect rather than skepticism. Commander Reeves personally handed her the Master Navigator certification, a rank typically reserved for officers with decades of experience. Your unconventional approach to the nebula navigation has been added to our advanced curriculum, the commander said. With your permission, we would like you to stay and teach other cadets. Maya looked at Zephyr, at her father who was finally free to explore again, at the stars visible through the ceremony hall's windows. Thank you, but we have other plans. Victoria Sterling approached as the ceremony ended. She had changed, her perfect uniform replaced with a practical flight suit, her mocking smile replaced with genuine humility. I wanted to apologize, Victoria said, for everything. I also wanted to ask if you might need a crew member. I know I don't deserve it, but I want to learn what real exploration means. Maya studied her former tormentor. Real exploration means leaving safety behind. It means choosing wonder over wealth, discovery over comfort. Are you sure you're ready? For that, I've spent my whole life in a cage made of gold. Victoria replied, I'm ready to fly. Into the unknown, a week later, the Void Runner departed Titan Station with a crew of 4. Maya at the helm, Zephyr navigating through dimensions that existed beyond normal space, Captain Chen sharing his decades of experience, and Victoria learning what it meant to choose your own path rather than inherit one. Their destination was a region of space that existed on no official charts, where Uncle Victor's journals hinted at wonders that would challenge everything humanity thought it knew about the universe. The ship that had been mocked as worthless now carried hopes and dreams toward horizons unlimited. As they entered hyperspace, Maya looked back one last time at the civilized systems with their corporate fleets and their safe, predictable routes. Then she turned toward the unknown, toward the vast darkness between stars where the real treasures waited. Arya, plot a course for the shimmering void, she commanded. Course plotted, Captain, the AI replied. Estimated time to adventure, immeasurable. The Void Runner disappeared into the cosmic deep, carrying its crew toward mysteries that would reshape humanity's understanding of its place in the universe. Behind them, they left a galaxy that would never again underestimate the power of determination, the value of friendship that transcends species, and the infinite potential hidden within those who dare to dream of impossible things. In the end, they had proven that worth isn't measured in credits or corporate backing, but in the courage to face the unknown and the wisdom to see wonder where others see only emptiness. The rusty old ship and her unlikely crew had done more than pass a test. They had opened a door to tomorrow. Asterisk.